Come watch me diagnose my own shoulder. So I injured my shoulder on the weekend, fell forward, stuck my arm out to catch myself, felt 3 pops in my shoulder. It hurts, so let's figure it out. So when we go through an assessment, when you come into the clinic, we run through the same things. I'm going to try to do it to myself. Some of the tests, you do need someone else to do it, but I'll try to do what I can. So first thing we would assess would be, I would run through the subjective. So I just ran through that. So that's what the events had happened, where I'm getting the pain through the front of the shoulder here, and with specific movements, which we'll run through later. Any other symptoms? My neck's been a bit tight, and I am getting kind of tightness and pins and needles in my finger, so that's something else to think about as well. So what I'd do first would I'd be screening my neck just to make sure I haven't done any neck issues. So looking up, down, sideways, laterally flexing, bit of rotation. So as I run through that, there is a little bit of tightness through this area, so it could have some involvement with my neck. Next thing I would do would be my shoulders, so shoulder flexion. So it's a little bit tight towards the top here. This side's okay. Coming out to the side, not too bad. External rotation, it's a little bit limited in this side, a little bit of pain at the front through here. Hand behind back. As I go through that, it is a little bit sore through the front of the deltoid. So that is something to address. Horizontal flexion, horizontal extension, that's, giving me a bit of a pull there. So that's something to address in that shoulder region. To rule out my mid-back, we do a seated trunk rotation. Nothing there. My mid-back's a bit stiff, but no shoulder pain through there. So from the active range of motion, we can definitely tell there's some sort of shoulder involvement. Now we need to differentially diagnose. We need to see if it is a muscle issue, a joint issue, a ligament issue. Okay, so the best way to do that would to start with isometric contractions. So an isometric contraction is when you contract the muscle, but you don't change the muscle length. And we do this to isolate the muscle. We do this to make sure it's not any ligament issue or any joint issue. Usually if you do an isometric and it gives you pain, it indicates it is a muscular issue. So we're gonna start with some isometric shoulder flexion. So I'm just pushing up gently there. It's not too bad. Gonna do some isometric extension. No pain, excellent. Isometric abduction, nothing there. Isometric adduction. So there is a bit of pain through there, just through the front as I adduct. Isometric external rotation, nothing. And isometric internal rotation definitely gives me the pain through there. So we're getting pain with abduction and internal rotation. Have it horizontal extension, that's all good. Horizontal flexion is definitely giving pain. So from that assessment, 3 isometric movements that give me pain: internal rotation, abduction, and horizontal flexion. So just from getting an isometric pain from an isometric contraction, I can rule out if it's a muscular, if it's a joint issue or whatnot. It's definitely some sort of muscular issue there. Keep in mind, I would definitely continue the assessment to make sure it isn't something else. But at this point in time, the main diagnosis would be a muscular issue. So if we run through the list, a muscle that would horizontally flex, internally rotate, and also abduct the shoulder. 2 that come to my mind would be my pec minor, which follows this kind of path here, and it'd also be my infraspinatus, which is a rotator cuff muscle through there. So that's what I'm going to diagnose my shoulder as, and we're going to run through some rehab exercises for that. So a question I get a lot in the clinic is, can I still train? Can I still lift after an injury? The answer is always yes, okay? So I would always tell my patients, yes, you can definitely train. Obviously, listen to your body. So I tell my patients nothing above a 4 out of 10. So 0 is no pain, 10 is you call an ambulance. Somewhere about a 4 out of 10 is a safe range. So anywhere below a 4 out of 10, you can continue to train, you can continue to lift, all that kind of stuff. If the pain starts to increase to the 4 out of 10 or above the 4 out of 10, that's when I'd say stop, take a break, reassess. You can probably try another time, but if it's still above that 4 out of 10, then call it. That's not where your body is at the moment. And there are benefits to training when you're injured. So the first benefit would be to desensitize. So if I'm getting shoulder pain, for example, when you first start, it's going to be sore. Once you repeat repetitions, your body will send signals to tone the pain signal down, and this will lead to a decrease in pain in the long term. So that's the first reason we get people to train and exercise here. The second thing is the increase in blood flow. So anytime you move or anytime you exercise, you're going to increase your heart rate, which increases your blood flow to your whole body. And this brings with it fresh blood, increases blood flow, and that leads to improved recovery in that specific region. So even if you've broken your arm and you can't train your arm, if you cycle and move your legs, it will push blood through your system and it would speed up the recovery in your arm as well. So if you are injured, you got to go to exercise and train, just nothing above a 4 out of 10. If it increases your symptoms, stop and keep it nice and easy. Listen to your body, give yourself proper time to recover. But let's see how we go. This is my first session since my injury. I'm going to try what I can. I'll adapt exercises. So instead of dips today, I'll probably stick to mostly cable, do like cable flies, see if I can do some cable presses. Instead of pull-ups, I'm going to do some pull-downs. This way I can limit the amount of weight I'm using, and I might do some specific rehab exercises. So if you like this kind of video, please leave a like. If you want to support us, PayPal me $5 and I'll catch you in the next one.